kicking off a new series with the 1981 release, Excalibur. This series gives me a great excuse to take some time to watch older films I might not normally take the time to watch. I chose Excalibur for my first Retrospect review after having it recommended to me and seeing its amazing movie poster. I want to start off by going through what I liked about this movie. One of the first things that struck me about Excalibur was the overall look and aesthetic. There are a ton of great shots in this movie, and I can tell that a lot of care and intention went into how they wanted it to look. I read that after submitting the original script, director John Boorman was offered The Lord of the Rings instead. This was due to the studio finding his vision for Excalibur to be too ambitious. He did end up working on a script for The Lord of the Rings, but the studio also found it to be too much to take on. Boorman was of course eventually able to secure enough capital to do Excalibur, but much of the imagery was created with his original vision for The Lord of the Rings in mind. It really makes me wonder what a live-action Lord of the Rings would have been like with a late 70s and early 80s aesthetic. I was pleasantly surprised by the number of actors I recognized in this movie. From Patrick Stewart,
by my right of victory, by my blood, give me the power.
Liam Neeson,
Is there anyone here who doesn't think I'm a god? And now to be driven from us by a woman's desire!
and Helen Mirren.
Don't you know me, Lord Merlin? Morgana of Cornwall.
You have your father's eyes.
I remember you. When my brother Arthur was born, you came and took him away.
Most of these were smaller roles, but it was pretty cool seeing them earlier in their careers. The introduction of Arthur's character specifically didn't give me much confidence that the actor would be able to portray a much older, more respectable version of him that we have seen in other movie portrayals.
Merlin! Why have you done this to me?
Because you were born to be king.
What does it mean to be king?
You will be the land, and the land will be you. If you fail, the land will perish. As you thrive, the land will blossom.
But why?
Because you are king.
No!
But I was pleasantly surprised to see the character progress as he aged, and it was one of the few acting performances that stood out to me.
I've often thought that in the hereafter of our lives, when I owe no more to the future, can be just a man, that we may meet, and you'll come to me and claim me yours, and know that I am your husband.
Merlin, on the other hand, was clearly a character that John Boorman did not know what to do with. He is seen as a powerful magic wielder, but is also used as the movie's comic relief.
Oh, sorry, old fella. What are you doing here?
Oh.
This is no place for an old man.
I built it, dullard.
All on your own?
Yes, and for the likes of you, it seems.
Oh, well, then you can tell me the way to the kitchen.
To me, the humor falls flat and takes away from the mystical reverence we're supposed to feel towards Merlin. Maybe Boorman was looking to have Merlin be multifaceted in terms of his personality, but in the end, I don't think it fits with the rest of the film. Excalibur is also littered with many clunky scene transitions and inconsistent pacing. Scenes would end when you didn't expect them to, and it felt jarring when the story would jump forward in time. This may be a symptom of trying to fit too much into one movie, and in my opinion, it would have benefited from a more focused story. For me, this movie shined the most when it leaned into the darker parts of the story, and some of my favorite shots are featured in those scenes. Despite the criticisms I laid out in this video, I did enjoy this movie overall, and would recommend it to anybody who loves fantasy or Arthurian legends. At the end of the day, this is a great looking movie, and I can't ignore its importance in pushing the fantasy genre forward to where we are today.